By now we know of 7 drugs that can significantly extend the health and lifespan of mice. By looking closely at the mechanism of action, we may be able to learn some important lessons for a healthy and long life. So let's do it. 2 of the 7 drugs work by reducing or slowing the glucose uptake or reuptake and thereby preventing high blood glucose levels. Acarbose increases male lifespan by 22% and female lifespan by about 5%. And Canagliflozin extends the lifespan by about 14% in male, but fails in females. So something about high blood glucose levels, and especially the spikes you get when binging on sweet stuff, seems to shorten life. And this seems to be especially true for the male sex. This is also supported by the fact that people with type 2 diabetes live on average about 10 years shorter, according to Diabetes UK. High blood glucose levels are generally associated with an increased risk for all-cause mortality. Each 18 mg per deciliter increase in fasting glucose was associated with a 30% increase in the risk for mortality. Based on this, staying away from foods high in sugar and simple carbohydrates is probably a good idea. And additionally, frequent exercise will help to improve insulin sensitivity and further lower blood glucose levels. Rapamycin is the most studied longevity drug so far, with a very clear mechanism. Rapamycin inhibits mTOR complex bond signaling, which, besides other things, induces autophagy. Treatment of mice with rapamycin extends the lifespan of animals by around 20%, and this even works when started late in life. As I already mentioned in one of my previous videos, this effect is just mind-boggling. When rapamycin treatment started, about 20% of the animals already died. So for the drug to work, it needs to work immediately and very efficiently. Newer studies also show that not only rapamycin but also Acarbose and 17-alpha-estradiol reduce the age-dependent increase in mTOR1 signaling. What is this telling us about healthy living? It means that a reduction in mTOR1 signaling may promote healthy aging. mTOR1 complex is regulated by many factors, including insulin, growth factors, and amino acids. And an inhibition has multiple consequences, including an inhibition of protein and lipid synthesis and an induction of autophagy. There is even evidence showing that the induction of autophagy by itself reproduces the longevity benefits seen with rapamycin. The most efficient way to induce autophagy is fasting. In mice, 24 hours are enough to put the animals into deep autophagy. But keep in mind that mice have a faster metabolism than humans, and we don't know the minimum effective dose for humans yet. Having said this, everything in biology is a continuum, so you will likely get benefits from any period of fasting. Exercise is another method to induce autophagy. And nutrition-wise, a diet low in simple carbohydrates and sugars seems to be the most promising to me. While I'm personally not convinced that restricting amino acids will provide longevity benefits in humans, as muscle mass and strength are heavily correlated with longevity. But this is a topic for another video. One interesting fact about rapamycin is that it is given to patients for organ transplantations, as high concentrations of rapamycin act as an immunosuppressant. However, low-dose rapamycin appears to improve immunity. So let's talk about this apparent discordance. Our immune system becomes less efficient as we age, which is why vaccines don't work as well in the elderly, and why we get sick more often while we age. However, science is showing us ways to slow or maybe even reverse this immunosenescence. One amazing study, published in 2009, divided mice into 4 groups. The first group included young mice that received a vaccine against the influenza virus. Then the second group were also young mice that did not receive the vaccine. And then there was one group that included old mice that received the vaccine, and another group of old mice that did not only receive the vaccine, but were also pre-treated with rapamycin. 2 weeks after the vaccine, the mice were infected with a high dose of the influenza virus. All unvaccinated animals died, while all vaccinated young animals survived. Now, the astonishing finding was that while almost 70% of the vaccinated old animals died, the animals that prior to the vaccine received rapamycin survived. Not one animal died. Follow-up studies in humans found similar results that pointed towards improved immunity. I also want to add here that another way to improve immunity is to reduce chronic low-grade inflammation, and there are dietary and lifestyle choices that seem promising in doing this. I made a whole video about it, so check it out if you're interested. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, to keep the videos short, I have to oversimplify, but you can find much more information in the description below. Thank you for watching.